1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. I mean, yep.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Well, I wonder if the listeners are hearing us at the moment, Bradley, as we welcome everyone to AFL NTV. The match of the round that we'll be broadcasting today is the Palmerston Magpies versus the St Mary's Football Club. As the siren signals only a couple of minutes. Good testing there as Bradley joins us from AFL NT. Brad Stewart, good evening. It's been a while between drinks since we last called a game. What's been happening over those last couple of weeks, especially with your beloved Wanderers?
Yeah, well, the boys have just seen it tough and up against the Nightcliff Football Club, who just continue on their merry way in the NTFL this year.
Yeah.
Still undefeated, Edo. So, yeah, especially with the big names in the Wanderers, with the Motlop. It was the Motlop show with Marlon and Thomas on one side, and then you got Aaron, Shannon and Daniel on the other, and then there's relatives. So
and the coaches, yeah.
But yeah, exactly right. And Battle of the Brothers at the top. But yeah, Wanderers end up going down by 30 points, unfortunately. And the B grade that I played in wasn't much better.
What about the earlier game here today? Tiwi Bombers, they really did strut their stuff. So clinical with their disposal as well early on. Look, they were against Darwin outfit, which has really struggled, and if AFL NT or the NTFL maybe get a relegation system, you would probably think they need to spend a year in maybe Division 1 to, get themselves up and running again, because at the moment, as some commentators I've heard, they're sort of like glorified witches' hats at the moment. But that's only because they're so young. They've got young bodies, small in size. But I tell you what, some of their youngsters, such as a Jed Anderson or anything like that, they are a breeding ground for just sensational future AFL stars. So it's a catch-22, isn't it?
Yeah. Darwin's just got to keep those young fellas. It's the hardest thing for Darwin Football Club at the moment is maintaining the current crop of young fellas out there. You got the likes of Jordan and Sean Wilson who can turn it on at the drop of a hat, and then like you say, Jetty Anderson, Kelvin Williams, those sorts of kids that. Yeah, and when they lost a Joseph Collinson to the Nightcliff Tigers this year, and he's just another gun that they failed to keep. So, unfortunately, I think with Darwin, yes, I watched the first quarter, and they did stick it to the Tiwi Bombers in the first quarter, but just couldn't maintain that just because of their youth and inexperience.
It's quite outstanding, isn't it, that something like that could happen. I mean, there are rumours running rife that club's going to be moving down to Palmerston, but that's another story for another time, maybe half-time, in fact, where we can chat more about what's going on outside of football circles. But as the umpire in the bright orange, or was that tangerine? What is that? That is a gorgeous-looking colour out there at the moment.
Yeah, I actually placed the order for them. So. But, wow. I worked with Mark Newton on that, and he wanted to stand out, and, we've got it, so we won't lose them in a hurry.
They look like glorified M&Ms out there. They look sensational. Fantastic.
And, good to see Cameron Cloak back up again for the Palmerston Magpies for this ruck contest.
Yes, that's right. He's wearing the number 35 today. So all those players out there that had him down for the number 23 and another change at Guernsey has a quick kick away now. St Mary's kicking it out to the centre wing where the grandstand is located. Beautiful pick up that time there by the number 19 in Jasic, and he moves it forward. High up and under kick. Geez, they got taught a lesson last week against the Waratahs at Gardens Oval, and this is the way they started too. They were inaccurate in front of goals, but geez, they just kept hounding the forward 50 early on, but with no cigar, as St Mary's start to build up, this time through John Anstis. So Anstis, a little chip across the Carl Load, just in front of Little. Doing it deliberately at the moment, the green machine, Jack Long. So little chip kicks. It's where the highly skillful acts of certain players really do come to fruition. There's a few Thunder players starting to link up there. Carl Load finds Anstis again to Iggy Vallejo in the middle of the ground. Lovely looking kick, looking for a big booming mark. Picking up the ball that time is the number 23. As he snaps it around the corner, looks around, and it's just tumbling towards the goals. Plenty of work to be done here by St Mary's with their forward line pressure. Beautiful work by Tapungwiti, but it's through for a behind. And the first score is on the board so far, and St Mary's leading 1 behind to nothing.
Yeah, just a couple of other names out there for the Palmerston Magpies, and I'm sure they're really welcoming them back into the fray. Is number 2, Jake Diggins, as he picks it up on the half-back line here. And the big man himself, Big Buff Ewing, up at full forward, Edo.
Isn't it exciting? And look, I don't know if the delivery is going to be as good as the NT Thunder, but we all know that he can kick goals at the elite level into NTFL. As Emery being caught holding the ball, and a great tackle there by Carl Lode as he looks to set things up and goes inboard, looking for his partner in crime in Iggy Vallejo. So Vallejo marks in front of Stewart as he mans the mark for Palmerston. Nice long kick again. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Cameron Cloak affecting the contest that time. And Palmerston start to switch play, that time through Pratt. They go to the far side. And away they go to set on centre wing. Plenty of pressure out there by St Mary's, though, to really affect it as Rioli's over there. That's Benjamin. Players heading towards the boundary line. Stewart's there for Palmerston. Little as well. Emery. Play on quickly. Palmerston, a big set-up chance here for a goal as players flock back into the goal square. Good work by St Mary's to force a rush behind. And it's all tied up in the early start of this 7:30 game here tonight for round 8 of the NTFL Premier Season. And away they go again. So Shannon Rioli this time into number 25. Chips across. Looking for McFarlane. Affects the contest. Plenty of Magpies around the fall of the ball here as they start to set things up. Switch play. Good work there by Nelly. Pinged nearly. Plenty of pressure on both sides being affected at the moment. Chancic gets it out to Little, trying to create some space for Nelly. Swooping on the ball there is Hale. And they chip it away, and Stewart has a chance to run onto it. Kicks it inboard. Good work there by St Mary's to cut it off. That was Peruntatameri. He switches play onto the outer side. And looking for Stapleton. So St Mary's looking to build from half-back now. Anstis. Good work there by Smith to affect the spoil and go after it again. The second efforts, that's what you want to see. And Darryl White now in the green and gold colours of St Mary's, the former Buffalo. High up and under kick. Carl Lowe trying to read the play. Does well. Forces it to ground. Plenty of pressure being applied there at the moment by Palmerston. It's on for young and old as they try to get out and do some fancy footwork to get our defence. But they're just looking for a lead-up player. So as Palmerston set themselves through Pratt. Good tackle. Smith helps Rioli out. That's Shannon. A long booming kick inside the forward 50. Looking for the likes of Griggs. Tries to get a couple of goes at it. Goes again, Grigg. Also there is Iggy Vallejo. Loses his footing. Had too much momentum on that one and gives it away to Little. As Little on the outer side towards the scoreboard. And they start to set up through Emery. He shakes and bakes and away they go again. Nice little kick. And a mark has been taken to St Mary's. So, interesting skill work by both clubs at the moment. Defence completely under pressure as Darryl White infringed on, but no free kick. Palmerston go inboard. Pratt goes high, looks for a mark, doesn't get it. St Mary's. Now they start to go forward. Iggy Vallejo in space. Might end up with it again as Load. Gives it off to Hale. Another high up and under kick. Looking for Grigg. Doesn't find it. This is where the Crummers come inboard for St Mary's. Plenty of pressure on the ball at the moment. Palmerston completely under it. What will the umpire do? They get a kick away. And it's through for a rush behind. And my goodness gracious me. Palmerston defence up against it early on.
Yeah, no, they're really under the pump at the moment, and they're stacking up quite well, just weathering the storm at the moment, and just feeling their way, both sides sort of feeling their way through the game, and as Jasic comes around the outside here. But yes, just a few minor skill errors just creeping in just a little bit early as they work their way into it. Just need to settle down and start hitting some targets as Kirsten Hardo kicks it into the buff.
Now, if you're watching from overseas, and it's great to have your company today on aflnt.com.au with AFL NTV. Hot, humid conditions here tonight, looking at temperatures of 32 degrees, and there could be a possibility of a late storm as well. So hopefully that doesn't eventuate, because at the moment we like to see the skill level without the wet weather. But it does add another dynamic to the game, doesn't it? As St Mary's on centre wing here in front of the grandstand in our broadcast position. Good work there by Rioli to set things up for Daniel Hill. as an up and under kick. Heads inside the forward 50. Going hard at it there was McFarlane. Still gets another chance. Off to Grigg. Hand passes away. Plays on quickly there by Smith. It's volleyball action at the moment between these two sides for St Mary's inside their forward line. Quick kick away, trying to centre it, and a good strong mark taken there by David Liston as he switches play. In front is Jancic. In fact, it's Callum Hay. I do apologise. So Hay has the ball, and he's had a fair bit of it early on. So he moves it forward, but just reading it better there was the likes of Antis. Moves it inboard to Darryl White. It's just superb overhead, isn't he, as he plays on quickly to load. Gets it into the middle of the ground, and away they go, St Mary's. Geez, Iggy Vallejo left by himself. Kicks from just on 49 metres. Ill-directed, though, and it's rushed again for a behind. So it's 1 point at a time for both sides. 3 plays, 1.
Yeah, I tell you what, Edos, Palmerston need to pay a little bit more respect to Iggy Vallejo out there. That guy's an absolute champion, and if they're giving him the space and the room to move that he has had in the first 5 minutes, he's just going to carve them to pieces. So someone needs to really mark him and mark him closely, because he will destroy them if he gets as much ball as he's got in the first 5 minutes. He's
just hovering around that half-forward line at the moment. We know we've seen him kick goals, plenty of them for NT Thunder this year. And of course, he's hung up the boots for them and playing the majority of his footy with St Mary's. As a long kick and a mark being taken. Woof, looks like big Darren Ewing. That's his range. That's where he just absolute dominates inside that 30 metres. And, well, I'm not going to even talk about it because we don't really want to jinx him. We want to see plenty of goals here tonight.
Yeah, well, it's just his body strength, mate. He's sensational. Upper body strength. Just hold his front position, and if he gets that front position, not many people can take it away from him and take the ball away from him either. So, and as usual, just straight through the high diddle and just on his merry way to another few goals tonight, I hope.
He is. He's very easy-going, old Buff, and a two-time premiership player with the NT Thunder. But I tell you what, Palmerston Magpie fans will be stoked to have him back in the side, of course. And with the 25-game rule in play, that's pretty much all you can play throughout a season or throughout a year. He's limited to some games with Palmerston, but it's great to see him back in black and white for tonight's game. So Josh Wilson doing the ruck work now against Smith for St Mary's. And they get the centre break now. Here they go. Hill off to load. A load. Lovely direct kick. Looking for a mark. Just overrun at that time. There was St Mary's as McFarlane gives it out. Perun Tatameri is around the scrimmage, and Shannon Rioli was at 15. Well, it's been paid. And Shannon Rioli will look for the quick reply for the Green Machine.
Justin Cooper there, just really good composure. Didn't blaze away at the goal. Usually you can see quite a lot of people getting inside the 35 metres out and just lay it over their shoulder, but just really great composure and great team play to spot up his mate and Rioli, who should go back and goal with his calibre of player that he is, and sure enough.
As we see some sparks of lightning in the old background. We did mention storms a little bit earlier, but that scoreline reading 1-3 to 1-1. That's 139 to 117. St Mary's leading on the scoreboard with a couple of early rush behinds, putting some pressure on for Palmerston. The national draft just around the corner. A lot of interstate clubs have a lot of early picks. I think the first 15 picks are going to interstate clubs, including the likes of GWS, Port Adelaide and Brisbane. The first Victorian club is Richmond with their pick at pick 16. Any prospects out here that we could see? I mean, we spoke about Darren Ewing and the season that he's had with the NT Thunder, and he's out there tonight. Is he a chance to be picked up? Obviously, he's signed with the Thunder again, but can they pick him up if they want him?
I think so. I don't see there's any reason why they couldn't. It's just, I guess, a matter of he's nominated and done all the formal process and paperwork, which I would assume he has.
Yep.
Especially with the season he's done. But yeah, prospects out here tonight, including Shannon Rioli, as we just spoke about. One of those players that probably overlooked a couple of years ago when he was in the system, and I think his year with the Thunder and all that sort of stuff could justify being picked up. He's matured a lot as a footballer, especially with his season with the Thunder this year and the opportunity that he's had to play. And not just out here, but just of note and an interesting one is Daniel Motlop didn't nominate for the pre-season draft or for the draft at all.
I know, speaking to him earlier in the year, that Daniel was very, very keen on playing a lot of his footy with Wanderers. But that is very interesting that he didn't nominate for the draft as St Mary's go on their way for another forward thrust. Oh, geez, dropping one that he should have taken there was Rowan Smith, but they get it back this time, the Magpies. Under pressure, though. Bit of forward line pressure. That's what you want to see from the NTFL sides who are looking to play finals this year. I know we're talking about that a little bit early, but you need that forward line pressure. It's the changing the face of the game at the moment as Palmerston, through Perry, start to build up. Inside the centre square. Tap down. Pratt going in hard. Does he know any other way? Trying to look for support. Little. Perry going in hard again. Good work there by Little again, the captain of the Palmerston Magpies. As Smith for St Mary start to clear it. That time through Grabsky. And away they go through the middle of the ground. And a good strong mark taken there by Greg. And he'll kick from about 40 metres out.
Just really swift movement and great pressure from the St Mary's Football Club out of their back line. Just moving it nice and fast by hand. And then a great kick there. I think it was Bradley Stringer, I think. Just a nice, low and hard direct kick to Greg at full forward. Nice strong lead. And it's not much a backman can do about any of that. When it comes in that fast and hard, it's very hard to stop.
So St Mary's looking to kick their second of the night as Greg comes in. Kicks just outside 50, high up and under kick. Just got the distance, but unfortunately the radar was off and it's through for another behind. So 1-4-10 plays 1-1-7. As Hay marks the ball deep in the forward pocket. He looks to switch play yet again. And a good mark taken there by the likes of David Liston. So they're just playing hokey-pokey footy at the moment, just trying to create a switch of play, and they do so as they go up the grandstand wing. Little marks finally, plays on quickly, and a good strong mark taken there by Vernakombi. Oh, and he's just fluffed the kick there. Kicks into the man on the mark, which was John Anstis. The ball will be thrown in.
I just think in that instance, Kev, he's looking for Buff Ewing, and fair enough too, but I think at the end of the day he needs to really look at that 30-35 metres out from goal. That's the hot spot. That's where you kick your goals from, and a lot of the players were pointing to that spot after he did it. So Kev, he just needs to go back off his mark and look inboard rather than looking down the side as Jakey Dignan gets onto one. And sorry to take your call there, Rado, but kicks it behind.
Just go, what are you paying me for, Brad? But look, it was fantastic.
You're not.
That was just fantastic work there by Jake Dignan to bust his way through the pack there. Look, and this is the problem that they had against the Waratahs last week. They were getting inside forward 50, but they couldn't kick straight. And scoreboard pressure, that's what it's all about, especially against the renowned finals teams. Not saying that Palmerston isn't like that, but you need to make it count, especially if you're looking to play finals footy. And these are the important games just before Christmas to set yourself up for that attack, that assault on finals for season 2011-2012.
Yeah, they do say, like you say, you mentioned Christmas here, they do say the NTFL's not won before Christmas, but you can go a long way to getting yourself into that final five if you win enough games before Christmas. And if you can get up 5 and you can be breaking even at Christmas time, you're well within the hunt. But if you can get between 6, 7 or 8 wins, you're almost guaranteed a final spot. So, like you say, making the most of your opportunities, and Kirsten Hunter can slot this one through. I think it's Kirsten.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. If you can slot this one through, it'll definitely give them a bit of a boost that they need.
So Hunter just pushes it to the left of the goalpost. He's through for another behind. So it's 1-3-9, plays 1-4-10, inaccurate kicking, costing scoreboard pressure at the moment for both sides. So it's evenly poised at the moment as Iggy Vallejo marks. Interesting to see the subs coming on and off the ground, which is good to see at the moment, the rotations. It's something that Palmerston really didn't make the most of in the humid conditions last week against the Tars. As St Mary's builds up, good strong mark taken there by McFarlane. He looks to kick it long, shapes the kick accordingly, looking for Greg, but a good strong mark taken there by the number 17 in David Liston. So Liston moves it out to the scoreboard wing. Look for Darryl White to impose himself on the contest. He does so with the long sleeves tonight. I don't know how he does it in this sort of weather. Good fend off there by Cook as he plays on quickly. Away they go. Look at the little legs pump. Under pressure, gets the kick away. Inside the forward 50 now for Palmerston as they start to put the pressure on. And a good strong mark taken there by Guy. Touched off the boot. Play on, says the umpire. St Mary's get their chance as they go along the outer side. Ill-directed kick. Good work there by Wilson. And away they go again. They're going backwards to go forwards. High looping, dangerous kick. Good effort there by Cooper to force some pressure on the ball as he keeps at it. Hounding. Pressurising and gets the free kick though. Just legged the player. Not happy about it. Young Coop. And away they go again. This time through Jancic. So Cooper, look at the second efforts by Cooper, really putting some pressure on, affect the kick. And St Mary's are going to get a go at it in the middle of the ground as Vallejo comes through. Hand passes off. They're linking up beautifully at the moment. St Mary's inside the forward 50. Falls to ground beautifully. And away they go through Timbagwiti. And St Mary's have got their second on the board. I do apologise for the pronunciation.
Tippawitty.
Tippawitty. I was listening to that name in the Tiwi games earlier on, and it was just rolling off the tongue beautifully. And Tippawitty kicks his first for today. So there we go. That's why we've got you here. The linguist. Not only special comments, he's a linguist in Bradley Stewart.
Thanks, mate. Just like you said before, just that the second efforts of Justin Cooper to chase and affect the kick, and St Mary's do those things well. They're one of those teams that do the team things like handballing backwards when under pressure, tackling, shepherding, all those little bits and pieces that make it a team game, not being an individual. Jack Long chasing down Cook there before, didn't quite get him, but affected the kick to make it not hit the target. So St Mary's are very good at those little 1%ers, and it's good to see them continue that, even though their season isn't going quite so well this year thus far.
Wilson gets a tap out, but crumb there beautifully by Daniel Hill, and the ball has fallen the way of St Mary's, with Iggy Vallejo getting a free kick. Umpire just explaining it at the moment to the likes of Toby Ripley. He's not happy about it. I don't think any backman is happy giving away free kicks, because they know it's going to be costly. As Vallejo comes in. Geez, that looked good off the boot, but it's through for another behind, and the radar off for both sides at the moment. And 2-5-17 plays 1-3-9. Been going roughly 20 minutes. And a healthy crowd with a triple header here at TIO Stadium today. Obviously the last game. So it is a long day if you want to watch 3 games of footy. But it's something that AFL NT do so beautifully and putting on plenty of local matches here at TIO Stadium as the ball falls to the back. They get it out. Worm-burning sort of kick, which gives St Mary's a perfect opportunity as Grigg gets the free kick for a trip. They play on quickly. Darryl White puts his one mid up. Stewart trying to affect it. Geez, they've got plenty of space on the outer side, don't they? Jackie Long just loses a handle on it. Cook's there as well. And holding the man against Cook as he moves inside the corridor. Onto the outer side, and good running by the big fella in Cameron Cloak as he looks to set sail for home. Darren Ewing's there as well. Might have been interfered with. Looks to the umpire, and geez, I reckon the steely eyes of Darren Ewing, you don't want that looking back at you. Can be pretty feisty.
It can be feisty, but it's very hollow at the same time, so... I actually know him quite well.
Yeah, I hope so, Brad. He'll come at you. As the ball is thrown in the forward pocket. Good work there by White to grab it out of the ruck. Had to get rid of it quickly, otherwise he would have been pinged. And away they go, St Mary's. And it's over the boundary line. Will be thrown in. Roughly 30 metres out from Palmerston's attacking goal, which they're heading towards the airport end of the ground this evening. And away they go again. Palmerston. Can they use the ball? Well, no, they can't, as St Mary's chip it out of defence. Shannon Rioli sidesteps one, sidesteps two. Beautiful footwork. Dancing with the celebrities. Another option for Shannon Rioli as well, as a high up and under kick by Stringer gives Grigg all the opportunity in the world to take a fine mark. Plays on quickly, looks for Carl Lode, who has a paddock. You can listen in on Sunday morning from 7 on Mix 1049 for the paddock. We will get a full update of everything happening in the NTFL as they move inside the forward 50. And a good strong mark taken there by McFarlane. Made that look so easy.
Yeah, very easy from old Noodles there. He's an old head, and yeah, he just got good, strong overhead mark, and he just provides that key target that any team needs up at centre half forward. Does a power of work across there. He might not take a lot of the marks, but he gets the ball to ground to bring those younger fellas and the small blokes into play. And yeah, no, he's just been around his good old head that the Samaris have, and just a very great player.
Geez, they've got some exciting crumbing forwards, don't they, with Cooper and Parantatamiri. But a good goal there to McFarlane as they're starting to put some real pressure on the board. Geez, if they kick straight, my gosh, Palmerston could be looking down the barrel at the moment. But it's 3-5, playing 1-3. And St Mary's really starting to flex their muscle early on in the quarter. But as we've said before, Palmerston definitely not out of it, and they just need to make the most of their opportunities in front of goal without blazing away. Of course, you can catch all the highlights of previous rounds on AFL NTV, on aflnt.com.au throughout the year, as every game is recorded, so you can watch it at your own time. Or, of course, you can watch it live each and every week. And a good mark taken there by Kirsten Hunter. So, Palmerston, he had a chance from here a couple of moments ago. And just completely sprays at that time. But gives an opportunity for his forwards to mark it. Just struggling with the distance from out there in Hunter. The St Mary's look to propel out of defence. Oh, strong work there by Palmerston to really have a go at that. It was Wilson on the outer side as Darryl White picks up the ball. Rioli making it hard there for Hale, but he uses his body well to get the ball. Cooper with the ball. Around about 70 metres out. Good hard running there by Hale to make an effort. Jancic marking him at the moment. Hale gets his kick away, but unfortunately the siren blows halfway through that kick, and the quarter time scores read 3-5-23 to 1-3-9. St Mary's leading Palmerston here at TIO Stadium for this round 8 clash. We'll be back in a moment with the second quarter. And welcome back to AFL NTV. Your callers today, Ed Cowlishaw and Bradley Stewart from AFL NT. And you're watching all this on aflnt.com.au, of course. This big game between St Mary's and the Palmerston Magpies. Scores read 3-5-23 to 1-3-9. St Mary's in control of the game early on, especially with their forward thrust so far, as Carl Load heads inside the forward 50. Darryl White with the long sleeves on tonight, trying to really influence the game as he lays a beautiful tackle. Unlucky not to be caught holding the ball there as the way they go through Jake Dignan in the middle of the ground for St Mary's. Vernacombe misses his chance. Good work there by Purun Tatameri. Off the half-back line now for St Mary's. Grabski, Carl Load, linking up beautifully over half-back. They're going sideways to go forwards though. Purun Tatameri links up beautifully with Iggy Vallejo. So Vallejo on the outer side of TIO Stadium. Lovely long penetrating kick. Looking for a target in McFarlane. Away they go in the Magpies as they swoop on the ball. Good footwork, going backwards, making sure they got the play right. Trying to go through the middle of the ground. That's what they tried against the Waratahs last week. They kept heading towards the wing. That's because of pressure. As away they go, starting to link up beautifully. Guy. Also out there is Emery. Away he goes. Long penetrating kick. Looking for Ewing, but jumping in front of him is Rioli. That's Ben. And away they go. St Mary's. Good, strong mark overhead. Taken by Tapumwoody. Long into the middle of the ground, and they're linking up beautifully now, and they've created space by doing it, St Mary's, as Shannon Rioli hits the target from the hard-running Tipperwoody. Had to make his forward work for that one. That was Robbie Hale, and Palmerston now have their chance as they go through on the outer side. Perry plays on. Lovely lace-out kick. Boof. That's Darren Ewing, I should say. Little nudge in the back. Good work there by Perry to enforce the kick as well, and he'll get a free kick for that. It was Little who was using the build-up earlier on. And young Perry will have a chance, tight angle, to kick Palmerston's second goal of the game.
Yeah, just a really must goal here for Mishai Perry. But yeah, really good forward line pressure and great tackling there, pinning the arms, and there's not much a backline player can do as he slots it through the middle. And yeah, just a really much needed goal there for Palmerston as they move through into this second quarter, just to get their momentum back, Edo.
That's exactly what they needed. Just a couple more, just to keep them in the game and, of course, keep the fans completely interested. We've seen a lot of big blowouts already this year, and a bit of a division opening up within the Premier Division. We're between the top sides and the bottom sides. I will say this though, it is great to see a side like the Nightcliff Tigers, who haven't won a flag since '65, who have been perennial, cellar dwellers for the last couple of years, really start to shake things up a bit. And it's good to see the Tiger Army up and about and shaking things up for Northern Suburbs football as Palmerston start to shake and bake their way into the forward line. Hard running on the outer side there through Stringer. Links up beautifully and away they go. Trying to build out a defence are St Mary's. Looking for a mark in McFarlane as he shakes off a defender. Gets his kick away, only just. Darryl White using his sublime skills. You would not believe that he's in his late 30s. He still looks 21 out there. Rob Hale. Nice little set-up kick. Looks for a high mark. Doesn't find it. The big ruckman in Smith could get it as he hounds the defenders. Dignan trying to get it out. Good work there by Long. Snakes it away. Purun Tatameri and spots up the likes of Iggy Vallejo, who chips it across. And Daniel Hill spots up. And as easy as you like. Geez, they did that too easy, St Mary's. They get their fourth goal of the game, so it is 4-5, 29 to 2-3-15.
Yeah, very docile build-up, I would say, Edo, for a goal. But as you alluded to before, the Nightcliff Tigers just on their merry way and still undefeated thus far in the Premier League and still yet to take on Waratah, which is going to be an absolute cracker of a game.
Round 11.
Round 11, as everyone's looking forward to. But it's great. It's great for the competition. We at AFLNT rather see it shared around, and it's good to see it shared around rather than the St Mary's and the like sort of just dominating the competition year in, year out. So it's really good, and we welcome all shapes and forms of competition.
Well, it's what you want to see as well, everyone having a crack at it, and you see the likes in Division 1, the Banks Club really trying to state their claim to maybe entering Premier Division over the next couple of years as well, the way they're going. And Wadeye as well. Geez, they've been fantastic addition as well to the league this year, as Palmerston through Guy, desperately looking for someone to lead to. Well chipped off there by the number 17 in Stapleton, who has been prolific off half-back already this afternoon / evening. It's black as a dog's guts, as you might have seen. So they move it inside the forward 50. Good work there by St Mary's. Plenty of players around the ball, which always helps them get a quick kick away. It's high, it's up and under, and it's through for a behind. So 4-6-30 plays 2-3-15. As Palmerston make their way back up the ground. McLean marks the ball nice and cleanly. In front of him is Smith for St Mary's, the number 20. It's McLean just lazy on the kick. Good work there by Hill. Spots up the player. And you guessed it, Iggy Vallejo again, damaging across half forward tonight. And Smith marks as casual as you like. Trying to increase the angle for himself as well. The umpire will bring him back.
Our source Smith, as they call him at the NT Thunder, it was a crucial part of the Thunder's premiership success this year in the ruck, in teaming up with Kenny Tyrrell. They were the premier duo of the competition, and he started off slow and took him a while to work his way into the Thunder lineup, but once he did, he did exactly this. He went forward and he chipped in with a 1 or 2 goals and really hurt the other ruckmen in the competition because of his ability to go forward and do just like he did, straight through the middle. So he didn't really need to go around and increase his angle. But yeah, Ryan Smith is one of those players that works hard, and it works really hard. He's one of the best trainers I've ever seen, to be honest. Just his work ethic on the track is second to none, and hopefully he re-signs and comes back on board, because it's he was vital to that premiership success in the middle. And
that's obviously for future campaigns for the NT Thunder. You want young fellas like Smith to really show their wares and the work ethic as well around the club. For when youngsters like Jed Anderson, we've seen what he's done this year with a couple of premierships under his belt as well. Really put the onus on success for territory football, because that's what it's all about, as the ball will be thrown up yet again. Those scoreline reading 5-6-36 to 2-3-15, as Smith and Wilson, the two big men of both clubs, really starting to influence the game. Perun-Tatamiri getting a quick kick away, heading in the McFarlane direction. Hand pass away. Smith volleyballs it into the middle of the ground. Plenty of numbers here for St Mary's with Rioli. Uses his footwork well, shrugs a tackle, chips it across, looking for the likes of Carl Load. Uses his experience. Under pressure is Hill, and a great tackle laid there by Palmerston as they move it forward. They've just got to find their lead-ups as Vernicombe tries to get it through. Vallejo misses the ball, but good fend off there by Cook as he moves it forward. And Darren Ewing uses his body well, just fumbled it at the last moment. Plenty of help here. Stewart, can he create himself an angle? He chips it, centres it, finds the target, and good work there by St Mary's to punch that away. That was fantastic work. The likes there of Stringer to punch it away, getting back in defence because Palmerston had it all wrapped up.
Yeah, great closing speed, and it was a good sort of build-up by there. Big fend-off and big don't argue by Cook there, but yeah, unfortunately, Buff Ewing just couldn't hold on to the mark. But yeah, great closing speed there by Stringer to kill the ball and get it out of danger and a restart of play.
Vernicombe trying to get it forward. Buff Ewing in the centre of that pack, and it's through for a rush behind. So it is 2-4-16 to 5-6-36 as St Mary's start to build from defence. Slowly but surely on the outer side, spotting up players. Good strong mark taken there by Hill. To Grabski. Marking him at the moment is Kirsten Hunter. They switch play. Mary's in the area along with Rioli. That's Benjamin. So Rioli over to Mary. Good hard hit there by Little. He is an enforcer and captain of the Palmerston Magpies, and he's won the ball there, but the problem is sometimes he gets a little bit too emotive out there and gets sucked into some other goings on. We saw a little bit of rough stuff between him and the likes of Heath Colpert last week in the Waratahs match.
That would have been a good clash of bodies.
I'll tell you what, it was very entertaining. Kept special comments interested as well as Mary gets rid of the ball. Pratt, Little going in hard yet again. And St Mary's crowd not happy with the work of Little. Well, I'm sure Magpie fans are happy to see him out there as well, going hard at it as Mary sets things up, cross half back. John Anstis. He switches play again. Oh, ill-directed kick. Geez, he's going to have to make his teammate work for that one. Heading out there is Aidan Hill. He keeps it in play just as Darren Ewing was scampering him down. Iggy Vallejo off half-back now, one of the hardest runners in the competition. Rob Hale also around this scrimmage, putting pressure on the ball at the moment. Emery's there as well, but Hale wins the ball out. Switches play. And switches to the opposition as well as they go inboard across half forward. Play on quickly. Palmerston through the middle of the ground. Pratt's in the area. Going to have to work hard for it, Palmerston, to keep their feet. Jake. No, I should say it's the number 9 there in Dwayne Hamlin. Stewart gives it off to Hamlin. Misjudges it. Vernacombe, a tumble punt, heading towards Ewing. Goes in hard, tackles down, and unfortunately a little bit too high. Did well to affect the tackle on that one. And another turnover in the middle of the ground, so Palmerston, they'll get another crack at it. Nelly with the ball. What can he do with it? Are there any leads on offer? Looking to torpedo his way into the forward 50. Iggy just a little bit full with the ball, and that could be 50.
I think that was Kirsten Hunter there taking the advantage, and I think it wasn't the right option. Just thought he'd take it upon himself to kick the goal, but snapped it over his shoulder, a low percentage shot instead of letting his counterpart go back and kick a set shot. So again, just ill decision making there from the young Magpie, and I think his coach should be sending a runner out to him just to settle down and let the guy take his set shot.
So another behind scored there, so 2-5-17. We haven't seen the scoreboard move as yet, but it's 2-5-17 to 5-6-36. Was through for a behind. As Palmerston get another crack at it through Dignan. Dropping what he should have taken there is Little. I should say. Was the likes of Nelly. Rioli. Into the middle of the ground to Vallejo. Nice long penetrating kick. Perfect for McFarlane to have a go at it. Doesn't leave the ground though. Taps it to his ascendancy. Heading towards the boundary line. Darryl White's there as well. They could raffle it here. Could have their own meat raffle. Geez, they've got so much time. Darryl White gets it away. Well, they had nothing to kick to as there were plenty of Magpies in their forward 50. And it will be thrown in.
So much time that they had, and Palmerston Magpies didn't press in hard enough, and yeah, like you say, Darryl White, just laconic as he is, just could have done anything with that ball, but I think in the end, Palmerston very lucky to get away with it.
So the scoreboard that we've got is 2-5-17 to 5-6-36. The scoreboard here at TIO Stadium reads a little bit differently, but we expect that to be changed at half-time, as a free kick is going the way of McFarlane. So tightish angle. As Cameron Cloak comes off and Wilson comes onto the ground. Players lining up to get back into the action. McFarlane. Tight angle, stabs at the kick, and that's the way it sort of ends up behind the stick for a behind. And that goes the way of 5-7. 37 to 2-5-17. A 20-point lead to St Mary's. There's a handy long bomb there from defence for Palmerston into the middle of the ground, and away goes Emery. And here they go. They just can't use the ball well at the moment. Skill level's letting them down as Perry overruns it this time, and St Mary's will get another crack at it. Carl Lowe can line up for this one, but also there is Shannon Riol. He's got players all over the place. Darryl White uses up as much time as he likes. Beautiful long raking kick. Good eyes on that one. Plays on quickly as Cooper, and another goal on the board for St Mary's Football Club.
Yeah, Cooper was wide open for about 10-20 seconds there, and Darryl White, the sublime skills that he has, just shot it low and hard. Didn't sit the ball up to give the Palmerston Magpies defence time to get back, and Cooper just finished off his good work. But moving up the field, like you said, Mishai Perry and the likes, just not clean enough. Like the forward line was open for Ewing, and Palmerston got the ball over the back from that big swooping big kick out of full back, but just couldn't finish off the good work from and the run that they had. And again, just got to pick up their skill execution if they're going to get anywhere near St Mary's tonight.
As we have mentioned, it is hot and humid conditions, but there are two teams out there, so skill level letting down Palmerston at the moment as they go back inboard. Good work there by Little. Just lazy on the kick, but away they go again, Palmerston. Here's their chance. Can they find the big full forward? A little bit of a tap there by Hill. Plenty of time here for St Mary's to use their skill level to get out of trouble. Rioli takes a fine mark, couple of grabs at it. Stewart came there late. And they switch play. So this is where the forward setup for Palmerston really do need to keep on that pressure to lock it in. As Hale ran about 80 metres for that lead. Marks on the half-back flank. And a beautiful kick. Just falls at the shorts there of McFarlane. And Palmerston go forward yet again, but another turnover. And John Anstis has it this time. So it's past the parcel footy between these two clubs at the moment. An inaccurate kicking costing both sides in front of goal early on. As a fine mark is taken. A player down on the outer side there. Bradley? Don't know who it could be.
I think it's number 11, Tipping Woody. Edo?
He's not well. And he looks a little bit out of it, whether he's knocked out or he's hurt himself in the lower part of the body. We'll find that out shortly, as Palmerston have had a good lead-up to this forward thrust, and young Stewart will line up from, roughly 40-odd metres out. It'll be a tough kick. Test his distance, and he's looking to create an arc on it as well. As you can see the angle on it as well, but sort of Buddy Franklin style, the way that he's going to arc this kick. Standing the mark at the moment is Anthony Valejo. So Stewart looks to make the distance, and it's through for a rush behind, and inaccurate as well. So that goes along to 2-6-18 to 6-7-43. As Anstis sets up another attacking momentum for St Mary's as they come inboard. Centre half back there is Darryl White. He's been all over the place at the moment. Jack Long with the ball. Lazy kick again as Emery looks to make him pay. Just ill-directed there, and just not giving Darren Ewing the footy that he's used to, what he's been getting from the NT Thunder. And the poor disposal is costing the big full forward at the moment. As Grabski hand passes to Jack Long. Good tackle there by Cook. Under plenty of pressure. Had to get rid of it. Like a rabbit in the headlights there was Jack Long as they play on quickly. And Darren Ewing, he wouldn't be happy with the treatment that he's getting at the moment, because he's not getting anything.
Yeah, he's getting scragged down there, Edo, and I think that was probably warranted. The bloke didn't have these eyes on the ball, and I reckon the death stare got a little bit meaner then. But again, just Palmerston blazing away, coming into their forward line. Just need to slow it up a bit, wait for the right option to come about.
So Grabski marks just inside the defensive 50 for St Mary's. As they start to build up momentum yet again. Rob Hale overruns the ball. Guy picks it up for Palmerston. Can they do something? A little check side kick, and away they go, Palmerston. Looking for the lead here for Ewing. Watch him now. And he finally marks it. The big mitts are out. And, well, Aidan Hill couldn't scrag him on that one. He's done a good job, though, I will say that on Ewing, to keep him quiet so far. He's only got one goal next to his name.
Yeah, if Ewing creates that separation, you would take one look at him and you think he's not quick off the mark, but he creates that 1 to 2 metre separation, and like he just goes back and kicks another laconic goal, but he creates that separation, and if he gets that separation from the player and you can't scrag him, like we're saying, he's more often than not taking strong marks. And just an interesting fact, Darren Ewing has very small hands.
Very small hands?
Yes. This is an interesting fact from everybody out there. Everyone thinks he's got the biggest hands in the world.
Okay.
But he has got freakishly small hands. And the boys from NT Thunder give it to him about it. So for the listeners out there and the viewers out there, yeah, very small hands from Darren Ewing.
As long as he can mark the ball, that's the important thing. And he doesn't really drop them that much. As Palmerston look to go again. Jake Dignan, of course, best and fairest for the NT Thunder this year. But here comes St Mary's with a quick answer. Cooper at the bottom of the pack. Goes in hard after it yet again. Plenty of players diving on it. Griggs there as well for St Mary's. Here they go again. Good work there by Palmerston. They see it over the boundary line. They'll be happy with that, as St Mary's were really starting to build up.
Just when the contest came in there, McFarlane just threw his body at that and really hurt the Palmerston player, number 21,
Smith?
Aaron Smith. Yeah, just great courage to stand there and take it, but yeah, Noodles made him earn every bit of that.
So away they go again, Palmerston. They've looked good over the last couple of minutes. And a good strong mark taken there by Hay. So Hay might have broken his line. Darryl White in front of him. Chips it across. Had to make the number 2 work for it that time. As away they go here in Palmerston. Inside the forward 50, looking for Ewing again. Hill. Good spoil that time. And away they go. That was May that time to get that handball, and he'll get it back. May for St Mary's. Off to Grabsky. Back to May. Plenty of handball action at the moment, as we see some lightning in the background. May chips it inboard. Watch them use the corridor here if they get their hands on it, St Mary's. But here comes Palmerston. Pratt pickpockets the player. Drops what he should have taken cleanly. And the umpire will ball it up right in front of the scoreboard.
Just seems as though, seems as though that Palmerston, like we've said, it's just their execution, but they just don't seem to be handling the ball as well as St Mary's in the conditions. There's the two teams out there having exactly the same conditions presented, and it just seems that Palmerston aren't, I suppose, handling the ball as well with the humidity or what have you.
So 3-6-24 playing 7-7-49. St Mary's leading Palmerston as they go inside 50 again. And a good strong mark, holding his ground. And really starting to say to the St Mary's boys that, hey, I'm here to play tonight, and that is Darren Ewing. He's already got 2 next to his name. And the strength's starting to show up now. And Ewing pops it through. He's a little bit, and look, a lot of people might think, geez, this is a big compliment and probably pulling at names here, but he reminds me a lot of Jason Dunstall in the way that he used to play his football for the Hawthorn Football Club. I know he kicked over 1,000 goals for in AFL realms, but the way that he leads up and attacks the ball, marks on his chest or straight out, doesn't leave the ground too often for his high marks, and he kicks incredibly accurately as well. So those are the sort of, he's the sort of player that he reminds me of.
Yeah, definitely. He's very similar sort of build and stature to old Dunstall, and the only probably difference he does have is that he's a left footer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Cloak winning the tap out this time, going after it again. Good work there, good strong work there by Carlo to keep his feet, as the big 100-kilo man in Cameron Cloaker was hounding in on him. High up and under kick, Greg with courageous attempt on the ball. Cooper swooping on the ball, snaps across, and a great goal there for an epic moment of the day. He roved it beautifully there in Cooper, and St Mary's have got a quick reply.
Yeah, great crumbing there by Cooper. Long kick in from young Jack Long, and he's another one of those young players that have come through the system and has propped up this year, I guess. We haven't seen much of him, to be honest, but tell you what, he's looking the goods, and he's really causing some troubles out on that far wing. And I think just his opposite number, I think it was number 7 in Clint Guy out there, just got sucked into the contest too much, and Jack probably held his position a little bit more and ended up getting on the end of it from Carl Load. So Guy just needs to mark him a little bit harder, I think.
Well, they stopped the run of play there for Palmerston as St Mary's get another crack at it. For Lejo, that's Anthony. Back to Cooper, up and under sort of kick. He can't believe what he's done with it as well. Geez, it must be fun playing with Cooper inside that forward line as well. He just adds that excitement there. Paruntatameri as well, heading up forward. And the Rioli boys as well.
Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure whether he's from the Tiwi Islands or not, but obviously St Mary's historical links with the Tiwi Islands would say that he a good fair chance that he is, but that's what the Tiwi Island football players are renowned for, just their crumbing and just their excitement that they bring to the game.
And Cameron Cloak going in hard. Thump, 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 the big friendly giant. As the siren sounds for half-time, and that scoreline reads 8-7-55. They just missed that last goal there, the scoreboard. So it's 8-7-55 to 4-6-30. It is St Mary's with Palmerston chiming in with a couple of late goals in that quarter there to really keep them in the game. And it's a handy lead here for St Mary's. We'll have a break for half-time and we'll be back shortly for the second half with St Mary's leading Palmerston comfortably by 15 points. welcome back for the second half for this round 8 clash in the Premier NTFL division. And it is a big game of football for these two clubs. St Mary's are really trying to stay in touch with the top sides at the moment, in the Waratahs and the Nightcliff Tigers, who have gone undefeated, both sides at the moment, for season 2011-2012, whilst the Palmerston Magpies, they got taught a lesson in footy last week against the Waratahs. They know where they have to be if they want to be competing for this year's premiership, and they're looking to shake the cage of St Mary's this evening. We're a little bit concerned about the scoreboard at the moment. They say 7-7-49 to 4-7-31, whereas we say 8-7-55 to 4-6-30.
Yeah, well, I suppose we'll have to wait and see whether the umpires get that one right. But we're shouting out to a couple of guys watching, Chris Lee from Brisbane and also Marty Hocking from Adelaide, just commenting on our Facebook there. So g'day guys, hope you were enjoying the broadcast, and yeah, hope you're tuning in weekly. So yeah, keep up the comments and stuff like that. If you need to ask us any questions, just jump on our Facebook page and ask us what you will. We'll try to answer them wherever we can.
And the Facebook page is AFLNT, is that right there, Brad?
Yeah, that's correct. Facebook.com/AFLNT.
And you're watching on AFLNT.com.au as St Mary's start to work their way back into this game after this break that they've had at half-time. Hand pass off. Carl Load has the ball. Runs backwards to go forward. Snaps around the corner. Finds Hale. Dropped what he probably should have taken. Still goes in hard after it. In the middle of the ground. Vallejo. Hand passes out. And away they go, St Mary's, looking for a spot up. Good work there by the Saints to keep their balance. To Pumwoody. Pushes it through for a behind. And it is another behind for St Mary's. As we've mentioned earlier in the piece, in this first half, a lot of inaccurate kicking from both sides. Really starting to tell the story as players jump all over the ball. Stringer there, along with the likes of Dwayne Hamlin at the bottom of that pack. St Mary's already putting pressure on the Magpies outfit as Hill. That's Daniel. A long, booming kick into the goal square. Look for Grigg, and off the ground for a point of the day, you would have to say. Goes there, David Liston. If it was down the other end, Palmerston Magpie fans would be pretty pumped up about it.
I suppose a good decision, I guess, rather than getting tackled and maybe giving away a goal. The St Mary's crumbing forwards were closing and fast, and I suppose Liston just took it upon himself to get it over the line to safety.
Good smother there on Jake Dignan's kick. That done there by Stringer. So the ball will be thrown in on a 50-metre arc for St Mary's, heading towards the McMillan's Road end of the ground. Ball thrown in. Tap down. Pratt at the bottom of that pack. Good tackle there by Hill. Rioli in the area. Along with Nelly, and a good strong tackle, going in hard and holding the ball. Wowee! Was there enough time on that one? I don't know, but the free kick has been paid. And sensational stuff there by St Mary's to put the pressure on the Magpies and get a chance to put another one on the board.
Yeah, great physical pressure there from Shannon Rioli. Like you say, I just don't think the Palmerston Magpie player really had enough time to get rid of it, but the umpire deemed it so, and yeah, St Mary's kick away a little bit further.
So we're going to go with our scoreboard here tonight. 9-8 plays 4-6, and it has been absolutely sensational stuff there by St Mary's, and that's what it's all about now, the defensive pressure by the forwards to really cause opportunities in front of goals, and it stems from AFL all the way down to under-9s or Auskick. That is what is being taught right around Australia at the moment in this fantastic game of AFL footy.
Yeah, no, and coaches really love it when their forwards get down and dirty, tackling, all those little hard things, and I don't think a coach nowadays in the modern game really likes a forward just to catch and kick goals. It's a multifaceted approach now, and it's really good to see that forwards are taking upon themselves to keep the ball in the forward 50 until they score.
So Smith and Vernicombe doing the ruck work that time as players just play stacks on the mill, and it will be thrown up. Yet again. So the scoreline that we have is 9-8-62 to 4-6-30. That's what we're going to stick with until the umpires correct us. Or we correct them as Palmerston get a free kick out of it. Chip it off. The time finds Nelly. Nelly. Good looking build up. And the big fella in cloak puts his hand up. And John Anstis may have taken his legs from out from underneath him.
Yeah, it just nudged him under the ball there, I think.
Not in a bad case of tunnelling or anything like that. So the big fella, the former Collingwood, Carlton and Port Adelaide ruckman, bombs it forward. And it's seen over for a rush behind. So it goes to 4-7-31 to 9-8-62. St Mary's look to kick it in. Handy looking zone here by Palmerston. But if you've got players that can kick over and above a zone, away you go. That's where you've got some fast break footy action coming your way as players scrimmage around this one. Stabbing looking kick inside the forward 50 by the Magpies. Cloak in and around it. Trying to act as a big target down there. The ball over the boundary line, and that's probably a win for Palmerston with their forward line pressure.
Yeah, I think it was Emery's kick there, Edo, or Clint Guy. Just needed to probably elevate his kick a little bit more rather than just a worm burner there, just to give his forwards a better chance to take a mark.
Cloak taps it down, but only to the ascendancy of St Mary's. Stewart trying to pickpocket a couple of the players there for Palmerston. Snap around the corner, taken high, and Smith not happy about that. Feeling in the game, and Smith knows what he did, and this is what Palmerston do. They're not afraid to show a little bit of physicality out there, and they look after each other quite well. A bit like a magpie in springtime down south. They swoop all over you.
Great analogy.
Oh my gosh, it was quite scary when you're 5 years old on a bike, wearing the old stack hat, and a magpie just swoops down and gets you in those little holes. Oh my God.
One of those orange ones?
It was an orange one. Oh, it was an orange one. Yeah, I always wanted a black one. Never got that.
I had a tennis racket hidden behind the old Catholic church where I grew up that I used to swat them away with. Yeah. So, yeah, it used to get me on the way to school every morning. There was a 400-metre walk from hell.
As Palmerston have kicked another goal. It was just shocking. Absolutely shocking. You can send your message as well if you've ever been attacked by a magpie on the Facebook page, AFLNT. Check it out. And it's 5-7-37. Palmerston getting a goal out of that one to 9-8-62. As Brad and I walk down memory lane, Ed Calshaw and Brad Stewart, your commentators tonight. And of course, you can catch up with us each and every week here on AFLNTV. AFLNT.com.au as the ball is being found in the bushes out the back and it makes its way into the middle of the ground. Plenty of talk out there as well, which is great to see from both sides now. It was a bit quiet out there in the first half, but it's definitely not a library out there at the moment as players are yelling orders all over the place. Good work there by Palmerston. Great little backwards kick there by Perry. And it has worked an absolute treat. They've taken the mark, and they're going to line up yet again for another opportunity to put some more pressure on St Mary's.
Didn't pay the mark yet, eh?
Oh, disappointing. As away Magpies go. Geez, I was excited about that one. That was Perry with the kick on that. As St Mary's move it forward. A lot of pressure on the ball at the moment. Perun Tatameri gets a little chip kick away. Smith starting to link up now, St Mary's, and away they go through Stringer. A long booming kick looking in the Greek direction. Puts a couple of mitts on it. Doesn't take the mark. And away they go in Palmerston through Nelly. So Nelly, quick interchange there by St Mary's to affect the kick. That's Benjamin Rioli. Away they go again as interchanges are going on all over the place. Players everywhere on the ground, both on and off the boundary line. St Mary's inboard. Robert Hale, low kick and hits the target. Bounces off the chest of Greg. Still got plenty of time to pick it up yet again. And here they go, St Mary's. Lovely looking kick by Load, and he finds the likes of...
I think it's Cooper.
I think it's Cooper as well. It also looks like...
It's either Cooper or Tip and Woody.
Yeah, Tip and Woody. So we'll see how St Mary's end up with this. Oh, what a great build-up. Using the corridor beautifully here at TIO Stadium tonight at St Mary's. And a lovely looking goal as well by Tippin Woody.
Just great vision there, Edo, from Carlode. Again, an experienced head using the vision that he has, and just instead of just lifting his eyes and centering up and kicking it to advantage of the smaller player in Tippin Woody. But it all stemmed back to great backline defence and great run out of the backline through Robbie Hale. Grigg probably should have taken the mark with the kick that it was. It was just made for a forward, that one. But in the end, Lode, just his clear head ended up finishing it off the good work.
After all that hard work by Palmerston to really keep their noses in this one, St Mary's get one of those easy sort of looking goals as Stringer has the ball along the centre wing here in front of the grandstand. Good looking mark, maybe there by Vallejo. Puts the pressure on. Great tackle there by Vallejo on the Palmerston Magpie player in Ripley. Booting it away in defence. That time there is Liston. Frustration starting to creep into the game here for Palmerston. Bit of feeling there at the moment. Just introducing themselves. Maybe getting a phone number or two. You never know. And Jack Long will take the kick. Players run all over the place. Lovely looking kick. Great option for Grigg as he puts his hands up for that one. Tippin Woody also in the area. Hayes there as well, and he sees it over the line.
Yeah, Palmerston really need to weather the storm here and just try and get back into the game somehow. I reckon they need the next goal, otherwise I reckon St Mary's may just run away with it. And the way their skills are at the moment, they really, and have been tonight, they really need to step it up.
Vallejo off to load. Dosey going with the ball, looks for McFarlane. At the fall of it is Cook for Palmerston, and away they go again. Liston in the golden boots, and a beautiful smother there by Stringer. He's got a big chance. Watch out for Cook from the side. Here comes Stringer. Hand passes off to Rioli, and a beautiful lace-out kick, as easy as you like for the Green Machine. And that was just poetry in motion.
It was, but yeah, great smother by Stringer. Again, like we go back to it, those 1%ers that really make it count in AFL football. But again, Shannon Rowley, again, doing the team thing. St Mary's are renowned for doing the team things. And Shannon could have easily blazed away and got to sole glory, but did the team thing, spotted up, top of the square, and lowered his eyes. And Grigg should go back and slot one through.
And that he does. And another goal on the board there for St Mary's. So they're starting to skip away on the scoreboard, which for us reads 11-8. 74 to 5-7-37. Sort of differentiating between what the scoreboard here at TIO Stadium says tonight, as we think they've missed a couple. But of course the umpires have the final say, and we'll cross-check that at three-quarter time for you. So we'll go with ours at the moment. 11-8-74 plays 5-7-37. As the ball is back in the middle. Wilson and Darryl White doing the ruck work this time, as both players nearly run over that one. Jake Dignam pummeled there by McFarlane. As the ball moves forward for Palmerston. But Robert Hale links up with White, and here comes St Mary's yet again. Good lead out there by Vallejo. Nice looking kick. Doesn't read it as well as what he would have liked there in Grigg. Jumping on the ball there is Cooper. Ducks a couple of tackles, gives it off to White, and away they go again, and it will be an easy as you like goal for St Mary's. Shannon Rioli getting the one for St Mary's, and great work there by Cooper as well, putting his body on the line.
Yeah, ducking and weaving there, and Palmerston, again, I suppose it's pretty hard and in tackling those blokes, but you just got to watch the hips. That's the key thing, and it's something that gets taught to you back at the lower levels. Like we say, you're watching the hips. Don't watch the ball, don't watch their head, don't watch their arms. Watch their hips and focus on those, because that's where the player's going to go. If you can watch their hips, you shouldn't have any problems in wrapping them up. But yeah, he shouldn't have slipped 3 tackles in the space of 4 metres there.
No, he shouldn't have. As White and Wilson do the ruck work for their respective sides. White at the bottom of the pack, trying to chip it out, kick away, high up and under. Rioli's underneath it, good work there by Nelly. And they clear it into the middle of the ground. So Pratt for the Magpies, trying to spot up a player. Good work there by May, trying to put some pressure on the ball. Would have been a free kick anyway for the high tackle. So St Mary's try to bullet pass their way inside the forward 50. Cloak in the area, being held onto, quite obviously, by John Antis. They're going to get away with it. Grabski goes backwards to go forwards. Hay just misjudges the bounce on that one, and then they try to fight for it, the Magpies. And we're a little bit too cheeky. Probably should have gone inboard there, was Burnacombe.
Yeah, I think he probably should, Edo, too. He should have gone in there. He had numbers inboard. Sort of turning back inside and open your game up. If you turn outside, you sort of limit your opportunities and where you can go with the ball. So he needs to turn inside, use the runners, and look to that, like that 30 metres out of from goals, like we said before.
So Vallejo gives it off, and away goes St Mary's, just chipping it ahead there that time. It was the likes of Rioli. I should say it was Virginia Ross. Making it a little bit too tough there for McFarlane. So Vernacombe jumping early. Grabski off to Rioli that time. Lovely looking kick. Plenty of opportunity there for Tapumwoody. Cooper's in the area as well. Grigg, hand passes off to Cooper. Just in front of him, but he sees it over the boundary line instead. Probably classifies as a win there for St Mary's as they get an opportunity to sneak a cheeky goal.
Yeah, Shannon Rowley, the Rolls Royce, is just getting a lot of the football at the moment, and I think it's something that Palmerston needs to, the Palmerston coach Russell Jeffries needs to pay attention to. Otherwise, yeah, again, the game's just going to get out of hand.
A quick handball out, that time from Dignan. And just losing control of it there is the number 9 in Hamlin. So plenty of talk. They're looking for their captain to come back on in Little. Hand passes over there to Dignan. And a high tackle on Emery. That time there by Rioli. That was Ben. Plenty of space now here for McLean as he goes long to the goal square. And a good, courageous attempt there of a mark. He'll get the free kick anyway. That is the number 12 in Rowan Smith, and he's going to line up for a chance to keep Palmerston in the game.
When I was with you a few weeks ago now, like you said, it's a long time between drinks. I was stating about the young fellas that I've sort of come to know being involved with the under-18s talent program. But yeah, Rowan Smith was one of those kids that did travel down to Melbourne with us, and again, one of those great kids with a great attitude and a great work ethic. And he slots that one home. But again, just held his ground. The kick was made for him and earned the free kick. He didn't get flustered, didn't just get frightened, I guess. Held his ground. Sorry to put it simply, but yeah, held his ground, did the right thing and earned the free kick and goes back and slotted it through. But yeah, he's one of those great kids that Palmerston have that and need to hold on to because he's got a great attitude and work ethic. So
good size on him as well.
Yeah, he's great size. He's probably about 6'2", 6'3". He's got a couple of inches on me, I think. So. But yeah, great kid, and yeah, I think he'll be one of those ones for Palmerston for years to come that will stand up.
So ball back in the middle. Our score reads 12-8-80 to 6-7-43. As Little goes in hard yet again. Plenty of green shirts though around this scrimmage. As St Mary's look to get it out. Cooper around it. So same with Robert Hale, and a free kick going the way of the Magpies in Guy. Gets it out to Stewart. So Stewart on the outer side, looking for players to lead.
Yes, Mary's is just streaming back here, Edo.
Good work there to affect the kick. That time there was Stapleton. But it's inside the forward 50 yet again for the Magpies. And away they go, another opportunity as the ball hits the deck. St Mary's under pressure at the moment as they look to clear and they switch play. And that they do. Grabski under pressure by Little. Good work there by Hill. Oh, but he just made Grabski work a little bit too hard for the handball and seen over the boundary line. They're slightly out of trouble, if we can put it nicely there, for St Mary's. But if Palmerston keep up this work rate, who knows what's going to happen, and it seems as though the goals could flow with the way that they're going at it. Tap down. They need to get their stoppage work up to scratch. Good tackling. Really starting to force it on St Mary's at the moment, and they've done so with a turnover. Here comes Guy. Tries to spot up a player. Misses everybody as McLean lays a tackle. Pinched again, that time by Stewart. A long-looking kick, but ill-directed. And St Mary's look to clear again, this time through Grabski. Take two. Carl Lode leading up. Also in the area is Hill. They're going in the Iggy Vallejo direction, fighting it off with Pratt. Lode. And the ball will be seen over the boundary line, right on centre wing in front of the grandstand. Solitary crowd, bit of buzz down there when I went down at half-time.
Just going over the balcony there, Renaud, to have a quick look. Yeah, it has thinned out a little.
Good, yeah, it's getting late on a Saturday night here in Darwin. There's Guy. Chips it out here to centre wing yet again. Hay setting it up, and this is good to see by Palmerston, using the ball well. Cook, long booming kick in the Cloak direction. Takes on two players. Smith comes in from the side. Cloak trying to get down low, but the big fella just struggling to do. He's put on a few kilos, old Cameron, since his AFL days, which weren't too long ago, believe it or not. Rioli into the corridor. This is where they use it well. White. Geez, Grabski wanted to go for it. Called White through, though. Stuffing around with it a little bit, St Mary's, as May misses out. And away they go, Palmerston. Lovely looking kick, long looking bomb. And here comes Ewing. Can he use his body? Was he held on to? No advantage. Very lucky to not get the advantage to keep going there, Palmerston.
Extremely lucky, but again, I think it's Adam Hill there, just scragging Ewing at every opportunity there, just not to give him a free mark. And I think Damien Hale will be happy with that. Giving away a free kick, it's Ewing's one of those hard players to play on, but if you're scragging him and making it as hard as possible, if the free kick might be just there, then Damien Hale, I think, would be happy with that, because Ewing knows he's got a fight on his hands. You can't just afford to let him push off you and just get those easy marks.
So Darren Ewing looks to kick another one. It's 4 for the afternoon, or 4 for the evening for Darren Ewing. And it moves the Magpies ever so closer to the likes of St Mary's. Of course, they got a quick jump on them just before. 12,880 to 7,749. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook, AFLNT. Become friends with us.
And also, just for those guys out there that are watching, these games are available within the hour upon watching it. And also, if you want to reminisce about Favola's first game in the Territory and the day against Favola and Daniel Motlop, yeah, just log on and you can jump on and view those videos at any time you like. Or if you want to see the What Air Magic play, again, an exciting prospect team, you can jump on and watch that.
Wherever you are in the world, as the ball is in the middle of the ground here at TIO Stadium in Darwin tonight. Just screaming onto the ball there was Cooper, and crunch. Great work there by Palmerston to hold that up and stop that forward thrust. But here comes St Mary's, and they're starting to show their wares yet again as Smith taps it down. Looking in the Rioli direction as Emery clears it. Dealt with after the kick. Play on, and here they go again, St Mary's. Good looking build up, and finds McFarlane with 2 bites of the cherry. So McFarlane, kick from just outside 50. You know, he's a nice looking kick. High up and under kick, and sprays it a little bit off hands, and it's over the boundary line and will be thrown in. Now, the umpires really do stand out against the black and the green tonight. It's an inspired decision there, Bradley.
Thanks, mate.
His play goes on. Guy. Hand passes off. Nelly. Off to Pratt. Plenty of talk out there at the moment as they move along the outer side. And is punched over the boundary line and will be thrown in front of the scoreboard. But I think it's wrong. It's 12-8-80 to 7-7-49. It will be corrected at three-quarter time, one or the other, and probably the odds could be against me. So if you're a betting man,
I'll take that.
Always bet on black. That's what Wesley would say. These players just sort of push and shove each other around, and ball doesn't really go too far. Palmerston still in this game for all those Magpie supporters watching from wherever you are around the world. But here comes St Mary's. Perun Tatamiri. Long booming kick. Trying to make an impression was Griggs, I should say. Good work there by Tipungwuti. But here come the Pies. Hand pass inboard, under pressure. Tipungwuti putting pressure, but getting it away quickly. Here comes Hay. It's a good build-up for the Magpies. Dignam with the ball. A long booming kick inside to Darren Ewing. And what a great build-up. An epic moment of the day there for the Pies, especially if Buff can kick it. It's a long barrel looking sort of a goal, but he sprays it, unfortunately. But the build-up was sensational.
Yeah, the housemates combined, Buff Ewing and Jake Dignam there, do live together, believe it or not. Best of mates coming up from Victoria. They played some footy in with the Rebels, the Ballarat Rebels, in the TAC Cup in their formative years, and have maintained that friendship and moved to Darwin. But sublime skills from both of them, and Ewing looks like he's done something. Maybe cramp.
Looks like a little bit of cramp as he works on his calves at the moment. High up and under kick, heading in the hill direction. St Mary's along the boundary line. McFarlane slightly interfered with there by Hunter. In the back it was. McFarlane looking to play on quickly. He just chips it across. Finds Rioli. Iggy Vallejo screaming for the ball. They decide to switch play, going through Stapleton. Plenty of players lining up in the middle of the field. Grabsky is free in the centre circle. Free kick and a bit of feeling in the game as Hay and McFarlane get to know each other.
Yeah, Palmerston just stayed in touch there, Redo, and I think we could be in for a gripping last quarter. I'm not quite sure. Let's just hope that their scoreboard's better than ours, because if they're right and it's at 24 points, then we could be in for a cracking last quarter.
And if they're wrong, well, it's going to be a little bit more catching up for Palmerston to do, because what we've got is 12-8-80 to 7-7-49. We'll get that scoreboard updated for you at three-quarter time, of course. And of course, you can log in anytime you like on aflnt.com.au for this round A clutch on AFL NTV. It is St Mary's leading at the Palmerston Magpies comfortably here at TIO Stadium. And welcome back to the final quarter of this TIO Stadium clash between the Palmerston Magpies and the St Mary's Football Club. St Mary's already in their position as a lot of the little munchkins are starting to make their way off the ground at the start of this final quarter. And, well, if you've been listening in, I had my own scores at one stage, and the scoreboard is correct as we looked at the umpires. They gave us the all clear. It is 11-9-75 to 7-9-51. So 4 goals separate these two sides here tonight. As I said, it is crucial for Palmerston to get the win tonight to stay in touch, and also for St Mary's to really lock themselves into that final 5 as the ball goes up. Smith and Wilson doing the ruck work. Stringer swoops on the ball. Here comes Dignan and Smith. Thunder teammates, believe it or not. Going in hard, there is Dignan. Plays on quickly. Vallejo goes hard at him as well. Plenty of respect between those two boys as their premiership teammates for the NT Thunder as the ball is seen over the boundary line. No ill feeling. And that's what you want to see. The best of the best going as hard as they possibly can. And hopefully win out for their respective sides. As Smith and Cloak doing the bulk of the work. Hand passes off to Dignan. Dignan inboard. Good strong mark taken there low to the ground by the likes of Emery. He switches it inboard. Didn't have a lot on the kick, making it tough there for his Palmerston teammate. That time as Hunter goes long. Needs a strong mark there by Ewing, who has been a linchpin for them up forward tonight. Pratt's there as well for Palmerston, along with John Anstis. Cook might be under pressure, gets a quick kick away. Can it fall to Ewing? Uses his body well, trying to draw the free kick. Didn't get it. And Grabski clears the ball, and a fine mark taken on the outer side. Vallejo ends up with it now, takes one bounce. Nice long kick. Tipungwuti. Good mark on the chest. And away he goes. Looking for his mate in Cooper. Falls to the ground, and this is where you expect to see some excitement. Loses his footing though on Palmerston. Away they go. On the outer wing, a couple of bounces. Looking for a target. Finds the big man in Cloak. Plays on quickly. Needs to be good. Probably should have used 2 hands for it, but it's seen over the boundary line. And that is great work there by Palmerston to go the full length of the field. And they'll get a chance here.
Distinct. I'm back, Edo. Sorry about that.
Oh, welcome back. Good to see you.
But it's, I think, yeah, like you say, Palmerston need the first goal here if they're going to get back into this. And you were wrong on the scoreboard thing by the looks of things.
Yeah, they said not to bet on me. Tell you what, though, my sums were doing quite well. I was doing long division, square reading things. It was absolutely outstanding. Glad I didn't get any indices or anything like that involved. As play continues, those Year 8 students that are listening will understand what an indice is, I hope. I'm still trying to work it out. As the ball will be thrown in on centre wing. Of course, you can catch all the coverage on Facebook as well and add your comments. The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever you like to say. Nothing too negative. But we're happy that you're with us tonight on AFL NTV, aflnt.com.au. Tell your mates about it. As Smith gets the free kick, he hand passes off. Vallejo, long booming kick. Jeez, he's had a lot of the ball tonight. And a late free kick being paid for in the back. It's going to go to McFarlane. It's probably a little bit too far out for McFarlane to dob this one. So expect some leads out from the forward pockets. And Perun Tatameri open at the moment. Vallejo ends up with the ball though. Has to be precise, and Perun Tatameri ends up with the ball. So great work there by St Mary's and good teamwork there by McFarlane. He knew he couldn't kick it, so he went to the long boot of Vallejo, who was absolutely precise with his kicking. Perun Tatameri will line up from around about 40 metres out. Lopes in. Interesting looking style to go for distance, but geez, he's got the accuracy as well and he's happy with it. And we'll keep up to date for the scoreboard. It is 12-9-81 to 7-9-51.
And I think that was the goal that Palmerston really couldn't afford to give up there. It might be just out of reach, I think, with the way that they've played tonight. I think they've been gallant and hard fought, but I think St Mary's, with their experience and the cool heads that they have, I think they should sneak home from here on in. But not discounting a 5-goal comeback, but it's going to be very hard for them to get back from here.
There's been glimpses, hasn't there, of seeing some football to excite their fans, but it's the consistency that you're probably after. As Little goes in hard, maybe collected there by White. High up and under kick. Underneath at that time was the likes of Cooper. And he's going to get it back. And he's going to put it through for a behind. Geez, he had to have his wits about him there as the ball came back at him pretty damn quickly.
Yeah, Iggy Vallejo, fantastic hands there. And, yeah, just unfortunately Cooper didn't finish off the good work.
So Palmerston have to be precise with their kicking. This time the kick away by Hamlin. Smith gets his own little ruck contest going. Perun uses his burst of pace. Blows off Wilson. Has to be good with the kick for Grigg. Uses the body well. Snapping around his body. Heading in the Cooper direction was Perun following up his kick beautifully. Geez, they got some talent up forward there, St Mary's.
Yeah, no, Jason Perun just coming along off the half-back flank here and getting a lot of the ball, and as they press right up and really look to lock this ball in to get a score.
So free kick has been paid to St Mary's for a hold. And the Magpies sort of just laughing about it at the moment. Not happy about it. Little giving it away. And McFarlane will take the kick. So McFarlane from roughly 30 metres out. This to really put the nail in the coffin for the Magpies tonight. As we said, they've been gallant but inaccurate in front of goal at times. But so too have St Mary's. As we watch another one just go by the wayside. So 12-11, 83. To 7-9, 51. And away they go again, and a flying mark there by Hamlin. But they've lost the ball again. They might get a chance here. Watch for the Crummers in Cooper and also Tipunwadi. McFarlane marks as the pressure is firmly on the Magpies' defence at the moment. McFarlane heads in the Darryl White direction. Punches away. Plenty of players to clean and mop up proceedings here. Is Hamlin as he just blazes away around the corner. McFarlane again, hand passes over the top. Quick snap around the corner by Stringer. And nearly a mark there to St Mary's as the ball is encompassed by about 15 players as it heads towards the goal line and through for another behind. Jancic taking it there, and he just an ill-directed kick. It's going to come back from where it came. And Palmerston putting so much pressure on themselves to clear it out, but Darryl White, the three-time premiership player with the Brisbane Lions, has just marked, and he just does the miraculous. And I bet you they're happy to have him in the green and gold this season.
Yeah, just held the ball up like a trophy, as he iconically has done in the past in his AFL days. And yeah, just Darryl White is a crucial addition, I think, in coming across from the Buffaloes. I'm not quite sure why, but coming across, and I think it just adds something else to the St Mary's lineup that they may have been missing in the first few weeks. That now I suppose it adds another dimension to their game, but also just adds a target. Can play up around the midfield, can play full forward, centre half forward, cross half back. He's just got the all-round package that St Mary's sort of can utilise him anywhere. And yeah, I think he's going to be crucial, especially come finals time, with his cool head and the amount of premierships he has under the AFL arena.
We were talking about the Waratahs last week. They're undefeated, sitting on top of the ladder and enjoying a view in a big game tomorrow against Southern Districts at Norbuild Oval. Ryan Houlihan making his first appearance in the red and white. We were talking about last week that they might be peaking now, mainly because a lot of their players could be disappearing by the wayside, mainly because of the likes of former AFL recruits such as Kane Pettifer, who's got links to East Perth in the Waffle. You've got Brendan Favola, who's looking to be redrafted. Waylon Manson looking to be drafted for the first time. They might be without a couple of their superstars come finals time.
We'll definitely be without Waylon Manson, that's for sure. Whether Favola gets picked up or not, I know he's been linked to a couple of clubs, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting time for the Waratah Football Club. To obviously their stars could be missing by the wayside come finals time.
Do you know something we don't about Waylon Manson? Where's he going?
Waylon Manson's a star in the making, mate, and he was already on the radar of clubs before he even entered the NTFL, so I have no doubt in my mind that he will be picked up, and if he's not, I'll do something. I'm not going to say it just yet, Edo.
And if he doesn't, well, Fred Stewart's going to do something about it. That's what we want to hear.
If not, we'll see him in an NT Thunder jumper.
Well, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? I mean, we saw the likes of Zephy Skinner, of course, get drafted from the Thunder program, and he went, of course, through the NTFL, through the Nightcliff Tigers, and was from Western Australia as well in the Kimberleys. And Waylon's from Kununurra. So, look, who knows what could happen. I know the Melbourne Footy Club are interested. But isn't everybody this time of the year looking around for the next AFL big thing? As St Mary's, in a beautiful, deliberate setup, had done some great work, and through Anthony Valajo, might get another one on the board. The scoreline reading 13-12-90 to 7-9-51. So Anthony Valajo, the brother of Iggy, or Ignatius. Interesting looking kick. It's going to fall way short, but it might get the bounce that they're after. Goes a little bit indifferently as the Magpies look to clear and set it up. Move along the outer side. So it'd be nice to see them fight it out and get some more score on the board. As Little marks it, and away they go inside the corridor. Dignan. This is a really good build-up here by Palmerston. Need to keep spotting up the players. Stewart to Cloak. Cloak, the big booming ruckman with a big booming kick inside the forward line. Ewing has to beat two, and he does it with ease. Just judged it beautifully. I did compare him to Jason Dunstall, and that was Dunstall-like, just using his body well and just grabbing it with one arm. And he's going to line up for number 5.
It was the delivery in from Cameron Cloak,
yeah.
a big 60-yard bomb. It's very hard for a defender to come to get up against a delivery like that. You're worrying about the ball in the air and the hang time it has, so it puts a little bit of doubt in your mind, but you're also worried about getting a bit of body on a bloke like Darren Ewing. And yeah, a long penetrating kick like that really puts the defenders under the pump and on the back foot. So hats off to Cameron Cloak there for using his skill and ability to get it in long and hard to Buff Ewing, who capitalised and made the most of it.
Probably the difference tonight has been the goal scorers. A lot of goals coming from the midfield of St Mary's, whereas they've just been relying on Darren to kick the goals, which he has. He's kicked 5 and done a great job, but just needs some more support up there as Cloak wins the hit out. High up and under kick as well. Going high for it there is Wilson to become a target. Benjamin Rioli goes along the wing. And a good mark taken there by Vagonia Ross. Stringer inside the forward 50 now. Need to judge the bounce well. And Darrell White tackling to see the ball over the boundary line. So ball to be thrown in yet again. Sting definitely gone out of the game. Been going roughly 15 minutes. 13-12-90 to 8-9-57. Tap down. Slung to the ground there was a St Mary's player by Little. There's Perun Tatameri going backwards to go forwards. McFarlane dropping what he probably should have taken. And here come the Magpies. Just a little bit too cute with it. Good work there by Valajo, and it stacks on the mill. And just didn't have the opportunity to get rid of it. And the Palmerston Magpies lucky to get away from that one, and Hayes just going to be feeling a few bruises out of that contest, I think, tomorrow morning. As they get a free kick here, St Mary's from McFarlane. Cameron Cloak saying that he was pushed. Don't know how you can move the big fella. As Stringer has the ball from outside 50. Looks inboard. Geez, a wobbly looking kick. Smith under pressure. White jumps over him, sees it over the boundary line. So this is where the small forwards come into play. The likes of Tippum Woody and also Cooper for St Mary's, wearing number 11 and also number 33. As the balls go back over the back boundary line again. So watch for them to work their way and work their magic in front of the goalposts. It's quite exciting stuff. As the ball is thrown in. Holding being held there by Cloak. Well, they've thrown it away that time there, St Mary's. Had a chance. And here come the Magpies. If they can get a hold of the ball. And away they go. Nelly. Heading into the Guy direction. Emery's there as well. Jixie was great. Did some great work to get out of it. Ripley. Vernicombe. Just struggling to lay the tackle. May under pressure. Good work there by Hunter to hold him up. Lode's got an absolute paddock. Chips it inboard. A little bit of air on it as well. So Rioli. Who's changed his number to number 18. And Darrell White.
Do a little bit of a torpedo for us like he did on the boundary line at Gabba about 10 years back. But yeah, just moving out of the back line there, St Mary's just had way too many numbers around the ball, and Palmerston just didn't seem like they were engaging, and lo and behold, Darrell White, drop punt.
Gets another goal. Does the basic stuff. Geez, he was a good kick back in the day, wasn't he? Still a good kick today. In his late 30s, and just getting around and giving back to the community with what he does best, and that is playing footy at his best for this season. St Mary's Football Club moved across from Darwin, played one game with them, round 1 against the Waratahs, and he said, nope, I'm going to be signing up with St Mary's from now on in. And we've had a little bit of movements, and it is interesting to see players move between clubs early in the season. We've seen Lincoln Withers move off to the Tiwi Bombers and the likes. And, of course, the acquisitions of certain players to other clubs as well. As Halen gets it out. Emery. Still going at it, which is good. Chase down the ball. Great hustle work there. But he's got no one to kick to. And Benjamin Rioli will look after it well, you would have thought anyway. Guy gives it back. And here comes Hay. Uses his body well, but just dropped what he should have taken. Load, a high hit there, and sort of backfired there on a St Mary's player. Varun Tatameri. That was Grabsky that took the high hit, and it's on the outer side. So St Mary's look to build yet again into red time here in the last quarter of this game between St Mary's and Palmerston, round 8 of the NTFL in the Premier Division. And cramp just starting to creep into a few of the players. Pratt. Wobbly looking kick. Ewing left the ground, believe it or not, which is quite interesting to see. Just missing the tackle there is Hamlin. Perry putting some pressure there on Hill. And away they go, St Mary's again. So May with the ball. Goes inboard. Finds Hale. And a slow, deliberate build-up through Varun Tatameri. Putting some pressure on the kick. Plenty of Magpies there to help out. Wilson's there as well. And a free kick going the way of St Mary's. Of Palmerston, I should say. So Palmerston, as we said, the sting's gone out of the game. It's 14-12, 96. to 8-9-57 as Palmerston just trying to find some targets. Skill level just hasn't been up to it tonight. Smith, good work for a big man to try and pick it up. They get it out there through Rioli, and away they go again. Long booming kick, but it should be marked easily on the last line of defence there for Palmerston by little as he switches play. Finds Emery on the outer side. Goes inboard looking for Guy. Got another chance for it. Going to be under a little bit of pressure there by Rioli, and it seems over the boundary line. And fatigue starting to play a little bit of a role in the game now. Not long to go.
Yeah, the humid conditions, I think it has gotten a little bit stickier as the night's gone worn on. It's definitely sapping the players of all their energy, and yeah, like we see a number of players going down with cramp, especially towards the latter part of this quarter. We'll see a lot of guys cramping up, I think, and that's just part and parcel of territory footy nowadays.
Bonus is we're getting a nice little breeze at the moment coming to keep us cool. Anyway, the commentators, as we're calling in the grandstand at the moment.
That's all that's actually worrying me, Edo, as long as we're cool.
As long as we're cool. We're sweating pretty profusely early on in the piece as the players start to mill around and Palmerston get a free kick out of it as play goes on. Smith holding up the Palmerston player, looking for 50 maybe Palmerston, but they're going to get on with it. Like to create some more scoreboard pressure. But it would be seeming that the game is done and dusted. 96 plays 57 as Palmerston just chiming around for possessions at the moment. Away they go on the outer side, heading in the Ewing direction. And he might get a chance here as he tries to put pressure on May as two players collide. They clear across the broadcast position here on the grandstand. And here comes Rioli. Hand passes to his own ascendancy. Players running all over the ball at the moment as McLean swoops on it. He kicks it inboard, but to no one in particular as May looks to mop up for St Mary's. Along the wing now, Smith goes for it. Still in play. Good work there by Smith again. That was the Palmerston Smith. Play on called. Hamlin. Hand pass over there by Perry to Cook. And here come the Magpies. Cook sprays the kick completely. And it's out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, Cook just blazing away there. Had number 19, who was at Callum Hay, sitting in the middle that he probably could have just set it out the front of. And but again, blazed away and did the individual thing. And I guess that's probably the difference tonight, Ed.
So Iggy Vallejo in the middle of the ground as St Mary's look to get a quick reply. Darryl White playing some tempo footy at the moment. So Vallejo just trying to get some players into space as they chip over. Hay trying to chase it down and Parantadamiri on the outer side. Chips over the top. Finds the target. And as easy as you like, St Mary's are going to try and chime in for another goal.
Yeah, just great foot skills and ball movement there. And again, just caught Palmerston just all flat-footed. Again, I think it's all sapped out of them now. I think they're hanging up the boots, which is a little bit disappointing considering that they were probably in it for 3/4 of this match. But as the siren sounds.
So St Mary's to put an exclamation mark on this game. They're going to firmly entrench themselves in the top 5 with this win tonight as Robbie Hale goes for kick and looks as though he's put it through the high diddle for another one. So 15-12. 102 to 8-9-57. A great game of football witnessed here by a solid crowd as the late night game is all done and dusted. Triple header today with big wins to the Tiwi Bombers and also the Nightcliff Tigers earlier on. And St Mary's rounding out those 3 big wins. A big game tomorrow, though, as we look ahead. And you would have to say match of the round with the Waratahs taking on the Southern Districts Crocs, who pushed Nightcliff to the limit last week. Going down by 1 point were the Crocs last week on their own dunghill. But they're stating a claim as well to say, hey, we can take it up to the big men of the NTFL so far this season.
Yeah, and I just think that Majo McLean just seems to get the best out of everybody out in his team. He might not have the most skillful players. I'm not discounting them, but he just seems to get the best out of everybody when he gets them out. He's got a certain expectation and a certain, I suppose, willpower for those guys to perform on any given day. And I think his expectations and his level the bar that he sets is very high, and every player that plays underneath him executes, and that's the reason. It takes them a while to get going, but once they get into the season, they always seem to be there and thereabouts and pushing clubs. And Waratahs, with all the Houlihan's and the Favolas and the Pettifers and the Mansons and the like, it's not a foregone conclusion at all.
No, and this is where Nightcliff would probably be thinking, hang on a second, well, we play them in round 11, but a lot of those players might not be there. Obviously, they don't play the game before it's been played, but Nightcliff, in my eyes, I got asked this question a couple of weeks ago, saying who's your tip at the moment, who are you excited about? I am excited about Nightcliff because I don't see any of their side disappearing as much. Marlon Motlop's a great acquisition to him, of course, and whether he gets picked up in the draft or the pre-season draft is another thing. But you know, it's just creating some excitement down there at the Nightcliff Club. They've been down the bottom. They've seen the pits of despair over the last couple of years, and they've just got a hunger for it at the moment. And I'm not saying that the Waratahs don't, but I'm just a little bit worried that their forward line, and I was just going through it, Waylon Manson could disappear, Brendan Favola could disappear, Kane Pettifer, and Favola and Pettifer, this was the worrying sign. They kicked the bulk of the goals last week for them, and Waylon Manson was held goalless for the first time this season. This is a guy that was kicking 9 or 10s. Those three guys could disappear, so that leaves Bowie Runnels, the other chief goal kicker up there, which is, he's only a little fella, and he's a crumbing forward. He's a half-forward flanker. So, look, they've got the likes of Parker and other forwards who will open the doors, of course. But it is a worrying side. Palmerston, I look at them at the moment. We've seen glimpses of them. We've seen glimpses of what they can do. Are they consistent enough? Well, obviously the question marks are being held on the black and white mob at the moment. Whilst for St Mary's, they're just one to watch. You can never, ever count them out, can you?
No, you can never count them out, and the key word there is consistency. Playing consistent football over the 20 minutes of playing time that you have during each quarter, and I think they lapsed. They had lapses throughout the game tonight at crucial stages, and St Mary's didn't lapse. They just went on their merry way and did what they wanted to do, and they worked hard. They did the team things, little bits and pieces, and that goes a long way to winning games of football. And you can't not pay respect to blokes like Iggy Vallejo and Peter McFarlane and Shannon Rioli that just got a mountain of the ball tonight. And I think Palmerston needed to pay those guys especially a little bit more respect for the players that they are and what they're capable of.
As the lights are starting to dim here at TIO Stadium, we will be back again next week, of course, and you can catch up with all the details, of course, on where we're going to be calling next week. Really excited about it. We'll run through some games of what's going to be playing in round 9 of the competition. As we just look at the fixture here, and there is a big one happening at 2:30 here at TIO Stadium next week. Nightcliff taking on Southern Districts, so that should be very interesting indeed. Along with the Waratahs and Tiwi Bombers, Darwin and Palmerston will be doing battle, and Wanderers and St Mary's.
It's actually round 8, Edo. We're in round 7. He's got it all wrong, folks.
Got it all wrong? Jeez, I tell you what, though. It was sounding good.
We've got Waratah and Wanderers, St Mary's and Southern Districts, Tiwi Bombers and Palmerston, which is the game that we'll be covering. It's the road safety round with TIO. So,
there we go.
We'll be covering that game, and also Nightcliff and Darwin out at Nightcliff.
Okay, so Tiwi Bombers and Palmerston. One day I'll get it right, Bradley. Tiwi Bombers and Palmerston next week here at TIO Stadium. Really looking forward to that one, of course. We hope you can join us. Great to have your company. AFL NTV is where it's at. And, of course, you can catch all the action again throughout the week on aflnt.com.au. Until next week, we'll catch you around.